Good evening and welcome to your Tuesday, August 5, 2025 edition of the Evening News. I am Jemima Holmes. Thank you for joining us. Let's take a look at some of the lead stories tonight. 4 political parties signed on to ERC's Code of Conduct, APNU and FGM a no-show. Over 3,100 Guyanese overstayed U.S. visas in 2023. Beyond service level growth, President Ali says PPPC building self-sustaining, resilient Guyana. 9-year-old killed in CRABWOOD Creek hit and run, driver apprehended. Prison population drops by 2.9% in 2025, says GPS director, and will deliver, not just talk, health minister urges graduates to back national healthcare transformation. Now for the news in detail. The Partnership for National Unity, led by Aubrey Norton and the newly formed Forward Guyana movement, headed by former APNU Member of Parliament Amanzo Walton Desir, were notably absent on Tuesday from the Ethnic Relations Commission's Code of Conduct signing ceremony for political parties contesting the upcoming general and regional elections. Davina Samaru has the details in this report.
4 of the 6 political parties contesting the general and regional elections have signed on to the Ethnic Relations Commission's Code of Conduct ahead of the polls slated for September 1. The ceremony was held at the Arthur Chung Conference Center by the ERC and is aimed at securing commitments from political parties to uphold peace, avoid hate speech, and promote ethnic harmony during the election season. Those who signed on to the agreement are the People's Progressive Party Civic, the Alliance for Change, the We Invest in Nationhood, and the Assembly for Liberty and Justice Party. Notably, this is the second consecutive election that APNU has refused to sign the code. In 2023, the party had also abstained from signing the ERC's Code of Conduct for the local government elections. Meanwhile, speaking at the event, Chairman of the Ethnic Relations Commission, Sheikh Moinul Haq, stressed the importance of political parties signing the Code of Conduct.
The Code of Conduct, in this sense, is not just a pledge to the ERC. It is a promise to the people of Guyana, a vow to conduct campaigns peacefully, to reject hate speech and divisive rhetoric, and to put the national interest before partisan ambition.
He nonetheless called on the political parties to respect the rule of law, democratic processes, and more so, the electorate.
We therefore call upon all political leaders to set the tone, to demonstrate tolerance and respect for all, to diffuse tensions before they escalate, and to provide guidance in moments of potential conflict. The true strength of a democracy is not merely tested at the ballot box, but in how its leaders conduct themselves before, during, and after the elections. Let us also reaffirm that the political space in Guyana must never be reduced to hostility or intimidation. It must remain one of dignity, responsibility, and decency, where all citizens feel safe to participate and express themselves without fear.
The various representatives of political parties at the event also called for peace and tranquility before, during, and after the elections, while underscoring their respective parties' commitment and adherence to the Code of Conduct.
On behalf of the People's Progressive Party Civic, we are pleased to endorse and sign this Code of Conduct, which reflects principles that have long been part of the People's Progressive Party Civic core values: respect for democratic processes, commitment to peaceful political engagement, and rejection of divisiveness in all forms. It is vital that political parties lead by example. We must demonstrate through both our words and our actions that democracy is stronger when it is inclusive, respectful, and guided by the principles of fairness, tolerance, and unity.
The signing today of this Code of Conduct for political parties conducting the national and general and regional elections 2025 is but an affirmation of our commitment to peace, democracy, rule of law, and all that makes for the greater happiness of Guyanese. We hope that all political parties are going to be engaging with each other to the extent of trying to make sure that these principles that are in the code are adhered to.
The WIN Party signs this Code of Conduct with full support for the work of the Ethnic Relations Commission and the principles of peace, tolerance, and political decency it represents. We reaffirm our commitment to reject all forms of violence, hate speech, and racial or political intimidation, to defend the right of every citizen to support the party of their choice without fear or harassment.
We are glad that we are a part of it because this is something that is good for Guyana, especially the young people that are looking on and those young people that want to be a part of the politics. It starts with the ERC and it starts with this kind of platform so that they can make that firm decision to be a part of election or to be part of politics.
Meanwhile, the ERC said it firmly opposes and rejects any form of violence or intimidation throughout the elections period and urges political leaders to denounce and refrain from all forms of violence, incitement, and intimidation, including threats or harassment at rallies, meetings, or any public engagement, consistently urging their supporters against acts of provocation, intimidation, or hostility towards others and avoid language that incites division or violence, especially along ethnic or political lines. Reporting for the Evening News, Davina Samaru.
Meanwhile, Chairman of the Ethnic Relations Commission, Sheikh Moinul Haq, indicated that the Commission has extended the courtesy of the remaining two parties to visit its office to sign the Code of Conduct, a courtesy that was also extended prior to the 2023 local government elections.
As we did at the signing Code of Conduct at the local government elections in 23, we will extend the period of signing. So the opportunity still avails for the remaining two political parties to come to the ERC and sign the Code of Conduct.
Let's now tell you that more than 3,100 Guyanese who entered the U.S. on B1 or B2 non-immigrant visas for business or tourism overstayed their permitted stay in fiscal year 2023, according to a U.S. Customs and Border Protection report. Between October 1, 2022 and September 30, 2023, 56,965 Guyanese entered the U.S. through air and seaports, but 3,186 overstayed, an overstay rate of 5.59%, nearly 4 times the global average of 1.45%. Of these, 3,070 were suspected in-country overstays with no departure record or change of status. An additional 27 Guyanese on student or exchange visas also overstayed. The U.S. Embassy in Georgetown had previously warned that overstaying can lead to severe consequences, including visa revocation and permanent travel bans. Visitors on B1 or B2 visas may stay up to 6 months but must depart on time. The embassy stressed that consular offices have full access to visa holders' immigration history. In response to high overstay rates, the U.S. government is piloting a program requiring bonds of up to $15,000 for some business and tourist visa applicants from countries with high overstay rates or insufficient vetting. Starting August 20, 2025, consular officers may require bonds of $5,000, $10,000, or $15,000, typically at least $10,000. These measures are part of a broader U.S. crackdown on illegal immigration, including increased enforcement and visa restrictions during President Donald Trump's administration. Here is Davina Samaru once again, this time to report that Guyana is poised to reach a stage similar to Qatar or Dubai, where imported labor will become necessary due to rapid economic growth, but the government will remain vigilant to prevent any foreign takeover, Vice President Dr. Barjagdio has affirmed.
There would be a time when we'd be like Qatar or Dubai or one of those places where you need workers to come. We can't do all because we don't have enough people and we're growing at a rapid pace.
Qatar and Dubai, both major oil-producing economies, have seen expats grow to make up over 50% of their populations. Last year, Guyana experienced exceptional economic growth with a 43.6% expansion in its gross domestic product. While this growth was largely driven by significant increases in oil production and exports, the country's non-oil sector also showed strong performance, growing by 13.1%. With projections of sustained rapid economic growth in the years ahead, Guyana, with a population of less than 1 million citizens, will need labor to support its expanding and emerging industries. Jagdio said locals will be given first preference to fill these human resources gaps, but eventually the country will import labor, processes which will be guided by a migration policy.
We do have pockets of unemployment. In Region 4, we may have an abundance of jobs, and Region 3. But what about Essequibo? What about Berbice? What about Linden? What about Regions 1, 7, 8, and 9? These communities still have a lot of our people who need good paying jobs and good quality work. We should take care of our own first. That's why we started the part-time job, and we now need to steer more investments to those communities so that they too have jobs, full employment. We want more women into the workforce, bringing our own people first into the workforce before we start bringing in the foreigners.
Already, the government has permitted some companies to import labor for big projects, including the Demerara River Bridge. However, these instances were done in limited amounts and in an ad hoc manner. The migration policy will allow for this process to be more formalized, and according to Jagdio, the government will ensure the country does not become overrun by foreigners.
We don't want to be overrun by foreigners too, because later we're a small number. They may take over, pose a threat to us as Guyanese. So we have to be careful and protect our people and extend the help.
This is where the electronic identification card, scheduled to be rolled out next year, will play a significant role in tracking the movement of people in the country. Foreign nationals will be issued a card distinct from the one provided to Guyanese citizens.
That means we will know how many Venezuelans are here, how many Chinese, etc. They can't be in Guyana without that card because they wouldn't be allowed to open a bank account or to do any other work here in Guyana. They'd have to show that card. That means we know now who is in our country. The Guyanese card would give us some special rights. Like we coming through the airport, we don't even have to clear immigration. We just swipe our card because we're Guyanese citizens. The others have to go through a different sort of clear. So that's what we're working on, because it's important that we know what we protect our country.
The Vice President also cautioned against xenophobic attitudes, reminding the public that there was a time in the country's history when Guyanese themselves sought employment opportunities abroad. Reporting for the Evening News, Davina Samaru.
We're now joined by Michael Henry, who reports that President Dr. Irfan Ali has reaffirmed that the People's Progressive Party civic government is strategically positioning Guyana to withstand mounting international pressures and global economic uncertainties through long-term planning, institutional strengthening, and aggressive investments in national development.
Speaking to a large gathering of supporters in Enterprise, East Coast Demerara, President Ali emphasized that the PPPC's developmental agenda goes far beyond surface-level growth, highlighting that his administration is strategically re-engineering the country to be self-sustaining and shock-proof in the face of rising international tensions, food and energy insecurity, climate crisis, and economic volatility.
The international pressure of rising food prices, the international pressure of rising energy costs, the international pressure of rising transportation costs, the international pressure of the consequences of wars and conflict, the international pressure on the healthcare system, the international pressure on the education system. We are building a country in which we will address all of these issues so that we can self-sustain ourselves. Just 5 years ago, when we assumed office, we came into an economy that was paralyzed, one in which no investor was looking at, one in which the APNU ERC would have destroyed our credibility. No one wants to invest in an undemocratic society. No one wants to invest in a society where there is political instability. But they did not care. They did not care.
Turning his focus to local development, President Ali outlined a sweeping array of ongoing and upcoming projects that will directly benefit enterprise and surrounding areas. These include the construction of concrete drains, full road, a $200 million feed mill for livestock farmers to stabilize input costs, amongst others. Ali stressed that these initiatives are part of a deliberate effort to raise living standards, foster economic inclusion, and unlock prosperity for every household.
We are going to invest in your community so that you can have proper recreational facilities, proper park. We want enterprise cricket team, football team, basketball team, Melanie, Buxton, whichever team. We want you to have access to good sport facility, good recreational facility. Our investment is about jobs, supporting every single small and medium-sized enterprise so that you can have access to capital. You can have financing at 0% interest. You can have the technical support for your businesses, supporting our women in our society to be part of the agriculture transformation, supporting our livestock farmers because we know the difficulties you're having with all the development. Let me tell you, we're going to invest $200 million on the East Coast in a feed mill so that we will provide the feed for our livestock farmers and they will be able to carry on their livestock industry without any problem.
Michael Henry, The Evening News.
Coming up, 9-year-old killed in Crabwood Creek hit and run, driver apprehended, and prison population drops by 2.9% in 2025, says GPS director. Do stay with us. More news ahead.
Looking to bring your dream home to reality? Or simply taking on a home improvement project? Then National Hardware Limited is where you should start. Let us put that touch to your home. Choose from over 1,000 Berger Paint original hues for any surface. We are known for our trusted brands such as Westinghouse, Philips, Sadco, Rubbermaid, Pyrex, Gibson Home, and so much more. National Hardware Limited, your do-it-best store. Located in downtown Georgetown and industrial site Rhymeville.
100 years ago, the Mobile Delvac brand was born to solve a problem: the high levels of pressure and heat generated by diesel engines. As the decades passed, the world evolved. We evolved too. When oil itself became scarce, we drove our engineers to create some of the first synthetic engine oils. Step by step, mile by mile, ride by ride, the Mobile Delvac brand has led one industry while supporting countless more. We are proud of leading the lubricant industry, with trailblazing innovation. We're proud of all you expect the best from us as we drive the industry and the world forward. Mobile Delvac will continue to push and embrace technological leaps to keep our commitment to you, our customers. Celebrate with us. Mobile Delvac, 100 years of expertise and experience. Sol Guyana is the authorized distributor of mobile lubricants.
In today's tough driving conditions, every engine faces three powerful enemies: engine heat, pollutants, and frequent short trips. Each factor is a direct cause of engine sludge, a buildup of dirt that can block vital oilways. This triple threat demands triple protection. Castrol GTX's Triple Protect Power is engineered to fight these three main causes of engine sludge.
Welcome back. You're watching the evening news. The driver involved in a hit-and-run accident that claimed the life of a 9-year-old boy in Crabwood Creek Quarantine, Berbice, on Tuesday was arrested. The victim has been identified as Sahil Naipal, a former pupil of Crabwood Creek Primary School and of Grant 1802 Crabwood Creek. Reports stated that at about 12 hours 45 on the day in question, the child was struck down by a motor car bearing registration number PAK 6593, which was at the time being driven by a 21-year-old Crabwood Creek resident. After committing the act, the driver reportedly fled the scene without stopping or rendering assistance to the injured child. Meanwhile, the driver was subsequently apprehended and he is currently assisting with the ongoing investigation. The Guyana prison over the past 4 years received a whopping $28 billion as investments into the institution for its massive transformational efforts. In this report filed by Bisham Mohammed, you will hear that the institution has recorded a decline in the prison population in 2025.
This revelation was made by Director of Prisons Nicolan Elliott during the recent episode of Safeguarding Our Nation, an initiative of the Guyana Police Force. During the program, Elliott stated that since 2021, the government has invested some $28 billion into the prison system as it undergoes massive transformation in various areas.
Since 2021, the Guyana Prison Service has received the largest investment ever. $28 billion Guyana dollars has been invested into the prison service, focusing on prisoners' rehabilitation, training of officers, and rebuilding key infrastructures like this, where we are at Luziknan, Mazrini, and at New Amsterdam.
This, he added, has addressed the issue of overcrowding, which was a major concern for the Guyana Prison Service. In addition, he noted that there has been a decline in the prison population from 2024, with a total of just over 2,000 occupancy.
The prison population is just over 2,000 prisoners, and this reflects a 3% drop in last year's population. Repeat offenders, the recidivism rate for Guyana for 2024 stands at 14%. But let me explain the definition for recidivism. This is where persons who repeat offenses and return to prison. And I must say that Guyana has the lowest recidivism rate within the CARICOM region. For example, in Barbados, it stands at 60%. Trinidad and Tobago, 50%. Suriname, it is over 45%. We in Guyana, we are working to reduce our recidivism rate by having a multi-stakeholders approach.
Further, he added that the Guyana Prison Service has been working with the Ministry of Labor and other bodies to address prisoners who would want to be part of the job bank and the labor market, and the Guyana Police Force working on social prevention programs. Nonetheless, contraband has also been a major concern for prison authorities, an issue that the prison director is tackling head-on.
We have recognized that contraband is a serious security risk to the public, staff, and the rehabilitation efforts in the prison system. While this issue has not disappeared, we have took several measures to prevent the contraband from entering the prison. But of course, we also looked at the root causes of contraband entering the prison. For example, this can be facilitated through the construction work within prisons, dishonest officers, persons throwing items over the prison fence, and visitors taking advantage of concealing items in various means. We are installing state-of-the-art walk-through body and back scanners, and this will be done at all the prison locations. We will be introducing body cameras, and this will address the issue of transparency and accountability. An AI-powered surveillance security system will be installed, along with the operationalizing of a central command center that will oversee the operations of all the prisons.
In addition, he noted that the prison authorities will increase searches at various levels and will continue to have a multi-stakeholder approach by engaging the police, the Customs Anti-Narcotics Unit, and the intelligence services with the aim of reducing contraband within the prison system. Bisham Mohammed, The Evening News.
In addition, the Guyana Prison Service is placing rehabilitation at the center of its operations in a push to reduce recidivism and reintegrate inmates into society. Luanda McAllister has the details.
In an episode of the Safeguarding Our Nation program, Director of Prisons Nicolon Elliott stated that rehabilitation is no longer a secondary focus, but now forms the foundation of prison services strategic direction.
The rehabilitation program in the prison service is no longer a side program. It is the core mission of the Guyana Prison Service. We are focusing on education, work employment, and post-release activities.
As part of the reform, inmates across multiple prison locations, including Lusignan, New Amsterdam, and Temeri, are being enrolled in accredited training programs in carpentry, joinery, masonry, culinary arts, and agriculture. The courses are delivered by qualified facilitators and are aligned with national vocational standards.
We would have built vocational training school right here at Lusignan, New Amsterdam, and at Temeri. We also have trade shops where persons can learn the various trades such as joinery and carpentry.
Inmates who complete the program are also provided with fresh start kits, which include tools specific to their area of training. The kits are designed to help released prisoners transition directly into the workforce or start small businesses.
Our post-release program targets prisoners with particular skills by giving them a fresh start kit. This is where prisoners are giving a toolkit in keeping with their skills that they would have learned. And the overall program is to ensure that they are employed on release from prison by using their skills, and so that they can earn for themselves and family.
According to the Guyana Prison Service, Guyana's recidivism rate is According to the Guyana Prison Service, Guyana's recidivism rate in 2024 According to the Guyana Prison Service, Guyana recidivism rate in 2024 stands at 14%, the lowest in the CARICOM region. By comparison, Barbados has a recidivism rate of 60%, Trinidad and Tobago 50%, and Suriname over 40%. Luanda McAllister for the Evening News.
Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony has firmly stated that the government is fully dedicated to transforming Guyana's healthcare system into a world-class model. Dr. Anthony, who was at the time addressing 128 patient care assistants, emphasized that the ongoing initiatives are not just promises, but key components of a focused, results-oriented national agenda. Trishelle Sobers has the details in this report.
The patient care training, which included crucial competencies such as vital signs monitoring, patient assessment, emergency response, basic psychology, and Understanding Elderly Care saw significant participation from Regions 3, Essequibo Islands, West Demerara, and 4, Demerara Mahaica, with a cohort of 34 and 94 respectively. For the first time, Region 3 hosts its own PCA training program facilitated by local lecturers at the West Demerara Regional Hospital compound. Some of the graduates from that region completed their training between October 2024 and February 2025, while the remainder from Region 4 completed training at the Health Sciences Education Facility in Kingston from February to May 2025. As a result, these patient care assistants are now equipped to be essential frontline workers, delivering care under the supervision of registered nurses and medical professionals. Dr. Anthony, during his address, told the graduates that their journey has only just begun, strongly encouraging them to further their studies in the public health system. With 6 new regional hospitals already constructed and 6 more currently under development, including a state-of-the-art maternal and child hospital at Ogle and the new Western Demerara Hospital, Anthony explained that it is the nurses and doctors who will play a pivotal role in ensuring Guyana achieves world-class health care, a transformational initiative he has encouraged the new patient care assistants to support.
So we want a system where people can come to our hospital and be able to get world-class service. So this thing that we're talking about, world-class service, we're not paying lip service. We're actually working to deliver that. And for us to be able to do that, we need everybody to be constantly in training so that you can provide the best care possible.
The patient care assistants underwent 2 months of intensive classroom instruction, followed by 2 months of hands-on clinical rotations across major medical institutions, including the Georgetown Public Hospital, Woodlands Hospital, West Demerara Regional Hospital, and St. Joseph University Hospital. Clinical training exposed students to real-life care across male and female medical wards, surgical units, pediatrics, and geriatrics. Considering the experience gained, the minister unveiled a comprehensive set of career progression pathways, enabling PCAs to advance into registered nursing, specialized nursing disciplines, and even further studies through online global platforms.
It's very important if you want to upskill yourself. We need a skilled workforce because medicine is one of those areas where we have to get a lot of skilled people. We have built 6 new hospitals, but we haven't stopped there. Right now, while we'll be opening up these 6 hospitals this year, we have another 6 that is currently under construction. You have one at Ogle, which would be a mother and child hospital. I want you to think about 5 years from now, where are you going to be in this health system? Where are you going to be? Are you going to be a registered nurse that will be working in one of the departments? Right? You got to see yourself into the future where you are going to be in this system. And you have to work to achieve that. Because these things don't come by accident. You have to work and make sure you put in the effort and then you'll get there.
Trishelle Sobers, Evening News.
In this Andrew Carmichael report, the People's Progressive Party Civic said it remains committed to upholding the constitutional right of every citizen to support the political party of their choice. This was echoed by PPPC candidate Dr. Leslie Ramsamy during a meeting on Monday evening at number 76 Housing Scheme, Corriverton, Region 6.
Speaking to residents of number 76 Housing Scheme, Corriverton, PPPC candidate Dr. Leslie Ramsamy said that the party respects each individual's freedom to choose their political connection, noting this was a right hard-won through the struggles of the past generations.
Don't have anger in your heart.
People are free to choose their side. For the 1 or 2 families in number 76 housing scheme, the 1 or 2 families that might be living in various communities of Guyana and Region 6 in particular, who have chosen to vote for other parties, such as Win and Mohammed. We say to you, that is your constitutional right, a right we fought for, a right that we were imprisoned for, and we gave every citizen that right.
Acknowledging that there are challenges facing any government, the former health minister said no government is perfect, including the Irfan Ali-led PPPC administration.
PPP cannot stand on this platform and say to any one of you that we have been perfect. Sometimes the drains are not kept clean. Sometimes it takes us long to repair the roads. And we still have some citizens that don't have electricity. And we still have some citizens that don't have water. But when you look at the development in this country, never in the history of this country or any in CARICOM have we seen so much progress as in the last 5 years.
However, in the same breath, Ramsamy warned against jeopardizing the livelihoods of thousands of other families.
Every child in this country, regardless of race or religion, regardless of who their family voted for, receive the cash grant. Every pensioner has benefited. These streets that we have built benefit every citizen. And we're not done yet, comrades, because if you think that the last 5 years have seen unparalleled improvement, wait for the next 5 years.
Ramsamy also spoke of the various initiatives that will be undertaken by the PPPC government if re-elected.
We will remove every single blood drain in this country and replace them with concrete drains. And every post in every community in this country will have street lights installed on them, not the solar light, but electric, long-lasting lights. And in every post, we will also put security cameras.
The government has invested in the purchase of 100,000 street lights, which will be installed across the country to enhance communities and improve security. In addition, the government is eagerly awaiting the startup of the Gas to Shore project, which will enable the Guyana Power and Light, GPL, to supply reliable electricity to Guyanese.
These are the kind of things that we are focused on, not just continuing the big projects like bridges across rivers, like connecting countries with bridges, like highways, like schools, like hospitals, but coming into your communities and dealing with the things that affect your daily lives.
Also speaking at the meeting was former General Secretary of the People's National Congress Reform, Gita Chandan Edmund, who urged persons not to gamble with their votes, noting that one of the 6 candidates contesting the presidency will not be able to represent Guyana on the international stage if elected.
You can cry wolf how much you want. You can try to be the victim, but you were not sanctioned by the People's Progressive Party Civic. You were not sanctioned by Dr. sanctioned you. You were sanctioned by OFAC, an arm of the U.S. government. We understand the seriousness, so we could come around the place and cry how much we want. We could cry wolf how much we want. But the fact is, you were not sanctioned by us. You were sanctioned because of the heinous crimes committed of gold smuggling and others.
The 6 parties contesting the September 1 poll are the ruling People's Progressive Party Civic, the Partnership for National Unity, Alliance for Change, We Invest in Nationhood, Assembly of Liberty and Justice Party, and Forward Guyana Party. Andrew Carmichael, The Evening News.
Attorney General Anil Nandlal has urged citizens to consider Guyana's diplomatic ties and strengths, particularly how effectively the PPPC government has handled recent border conflicts, and to ensure that this progress is not jeopardized in the upcoming elections. Here are the details from Michael Henry.
He did not choose to speak about schools, construction projects, or other infrastructural works undertaken by the government. Instead, during the People's Progressive Party Civic Grand Public Meeting at Enterprise, east coast of Demerara, Attorney General Anil Nandlal chose to highlight a more serious matter. Nandlal emphasized that Guyana is at a critical juncture and warned that the country should not be handed over to individuals who are incapable of managing its affairs. He urged citizens to remember the fraudulent elections of the past and reflect on the scars they left behind.
We have the European Union on our side. We have the United Nations on our side. We have the US government on our side. We have the United Kingdom government on our side. We have the Commonwealth on our side. And we have most of the world on our side. Comrades, you cannot take these things for granted. Out that come 2027, the International Court of Justice will uphold our case and we will wipe out Venezuela's claim once and for all. But we can't risk allowing another government to take over the management of that situation.
Meanwhile, Director of Youth within the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sports, Suresh Singh, emphasized that the public must never forget the tendencies of the former government, which left many communities in a deteriorated state. He stated that continued attendance at events like these is crucial, as it sends a strong message of the widespread support for the PPPC's vision.
Your attendance alone is sending signals. Your attendance alone is implying, is showing the world that you are interested in another 5 years of development under our President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali. The state of infrastructure development. You remember the state of the schools and the healthcare system. You remember carefully the absence, absolute absence of cabinet members in these communities. You remember those. And while you're remembering those things, we must never forget them.
Michael Henry, The Evening News.
And now for a look at the bridge reports.
Please be reminded that the Demerara Harbour Bridge will be closed to vehicular traffic on Wednesday, August 6, 2025 at 2 hours 30 for a period of 1.5 hours. Meanwhile, the Berbice River Bridge is scheduled to be closed to vehicular traffic at 14 hours 40 on Wednesday, August 6, 2025, also for a period of 1.5 hours.
Ben McDermott, Iftikhar Ahmed joined GAW squad for 2025 CPL edition and 18-member U15 national team to compete at CONCACAF Championships. These stories and more coming up in this evening's Sportcast, sponsored by MacCorp.
It's Building Expo and Cricket Carnival time and Markup is knocking prices out of the park. Get the powerful Cat 320 GX for just 30 million, the SEM 655D wheel loader at 17.4 million, or the SEM 636D wheel loader for only 13.8 million. Each machine comes with free fuel warranty registration, 2 years warranty and a customer value agreement for the first 500 hours. Don't wait. Register your interest now at markupcat.com or call us today on 703-8618. Markup, let's build Guyana together.
You know, I've been thinking, since I moved over to the west side, this is the perfect location for put up a food stand.
Put up food stand here?
Yes, Officer Bring.
Oh, Granny, you can't put up no food stand here.
Why not?
Because the gas to energy pipeline.
Gas to energy? Why is that?
You're going to bring gas from offshore to region 3, that can turn into electricity and other things.
So what about if Granny put it up over there?
No, Granny, listen. This whole area here, from here to the West Bank, is considered the right of way. So nobody can build, plant, dig or burn nothing here.
But what if I am?
No buts, Granny. Listen, you could get yourself or others hurt. Watch, you see this number here? You call it if you see anybody doing anything out of the way or doing anything they ain't supposed to be doing, like building, digging, or burning stuff on the right of way.
All right, grandson, I hear you.
Premier insurance coverage for less. Stay safe.
On the job, you know how it goes. 1 minute everything's going right and the next something goes wrong. Don't worry, Premier Insurance will make things right again. For all risks insurance, call 223-0840 or visit premierinsurance.ui. Fuel your success. Premier insurance coverage for less.
This important national occasion provides another wonderful opportunity for all Guyanese to not only reflect on the tremendous sacrifices of our African ancestors and their remarkable achievements, but also to use them as a source of inspiration as we continue to work together to build a united and prosperous nation. Happy Emancipation Day from the management, board of directors, and staff of Demerara Mutual.